It begins with a laptop booting up, with a pretty normal-looking setup and background, with an empty user profile that was named ? The person behind the keyboard starts logging in, or at least attempts to log in, which is evident with the countless attempts the supposed user is doing. After going through multiple attempts, he eventually succeeds by typing ? mimicking the profile's username. The man behind the keyboard, after logging in, quickly went ahead and connected to the Wi-Fi and his Spotify account. After doing so, he proceeded to play a soundtrack named Maya. The user then started logging into different personal accounts such as Facebook and Google, ignoring and replacing an account weirdly named Nora Civ as he goes at it. The user then went on to download a custom-made app named Papaya, and it's through this app that we get to finally meet the protagonist of our story, Matthias O'Brien, who, judging by his reaction, was really impressed by the hardware of his newly acquired laptop. This is also the same moment where we find out that Papaya is actually an application that helps in sign language communication, because Matthias's girlfriend named Maya is deaf. By taking in the user's audio and analyzing it, the application can then take clips of Matthias using sign language and arrange them in ways that match the user's first verbal message. Matthias then excitedly shows this new app to his girlfriend, who he's on a video call with, hoping for her to have the same response as well. But all she sees is that he's only using this as a crutch instead of actually learning how to do sign language, leaving Matthias frustrated as he can't keep up with Maya's sign language for him to understand her. We then see a sequence of events that interrupt their conversation, as his laptop starts to act in a peculiar manner. Different programs and applications just randomly crash and close unannounced. This seemingly happens at random, and Matthias was briefly frustrated by it. Matthias then finds out that the Facebook account named Nora Civ that he previously logged out of is now logged in. He then received a plethora of messages from this account, coming from an individual named Mary Ann, talking in a more personal and somewhat salacious manner. After a quick look, Matthias then discovered multiple accounts messaging Nora in a similar manner to that of Mary Ann. This whole situation was then put to the side when Matthias's friends, AJ, Damon, Serena, Nari, and Lex invited him to a Skype call for their game night while talking with his friends, goofing around and doing the typical things a friend group does. Matthias's laptop starts acting up again. After a quick investigation, he then discovered that something in his laptop's hard drive is taking up massive space. After snooping around, it was then revealed that his laptop is full of videos, seemingly from random people doing regular albeit embarrassing things. Matthias's whole digging was then halted when Serena and Nari, the lesbian couple in the group, announced that they were now engaged. Then after that, it was revealed that Serena's mother is in critical condition and on life support due to brain cancer. Matthias then receives a message from an individual named Erikaden, who proclaimed that he is Nora C, using his friend's Facebook account, saying that Matthias actually stole his laptop and calling him a thief. After a few moments of talking, Matthias suddenly receives a message intended for Nora, who we just now established is actually the true owner of this laptop. An anonymous account named Karen68 sent messages congratulating Nora C and even promising him payment for the work he's done. He then told him to use another message board named The River. Due to the shocking development of events, Matthias shared his screen with his friends in the Skype call with the hopes that his tech-savvy friends can make sense of what was going on. It was then revealed that The River is actually a message board that is indetectable and untraceable as it's part of the darknet. Suspicion from one of his friends, Alex, propped up a question as to how and where Matthias got his laptop, which led to him owning up to his mistake and admitting that he actually stole it from a coffee shop's lost and found section. Then, the group started to connect the dots and assumed that The River might be a trading hub where these individuals trade various things, such as the videos that Matthias found in the stolen laptop. Another shortcut in the previously hidden folder led to a Bitcoin account, where a transaction from a few minutes ago translates to $10 million. The user Karen68 then messaged asking if the payment went through. Matthias asks what it is for, and they mention a video, as well as Trifine. But after finding out that he was actually asking for someone to be killed in exchange for money, Matthias abruptly left the group chat and closed River. They then dug deeper into the video files, eventually stumbling upon a folder named Contributions. The group was shocked after discovering that it was various video clips of young girls getting violently murdered by someone who the group assumes to be Nora C himself. In the most recent contribution video, They see a man sneaking into a girl's room while she's asleep, sneaking around casually as if he's surveying the area. The video then ends with the man smiling directly at the camera and revealing a portion of his face. The group then suggested that since it was just a recent entry, the girl must still be safe, so they plan to report it to the police. Matthias then receives a call from Amaya, but after accepting it, there seems to be no one at the other end. Matthias then notices Kelly, Amaya's roommate, and he manages to catch her attention. Just when their conversation starts, the screen abruptly cuts to black, and the video turns back on. A black pixelated figure appears behind Kelly and suffocates her, drags her off screen, and the only thing we hear after that is a loud thud. Several messages then appeared on the screen angrily telling Matthias to return the laptop and not to mention anything to Amaya. He then leaves the room with the body, with the sent messages disappearing into thin air as he leaves the scene. Some time passes, and Amaya leaves the shower not knowing about what just happened in the room. Matthias then tells Amaya to go get changed, and as she leaves the room, the assassin then returns, telling Matthias to invite Amaya over to his place. The ominous figure then leaves, warning Matthias that none of his friends should know about this or call the police. Matthias then relays the same message over to Amaya, inviting her to his place. Back at the Skype call, his friends made the decision that they should report everything that they've witnessed to the police. Matthias then stops them and decides to lie on the spot and said that this whole thing is an elaborate prank. Dead silence permeates the call, which was only broken by the sudden laughter of his friends. After narrowly dodging a bullet, Matthias then did some research, where he finds out that the girl in the most recently uploaded video in the contributions folder is named Erica, and a 17-year-old who recently went missing. In order to gain leverage against the mysterious man, who he believes to be Nora Civ, Matthias conjures up a last-minute plan to hold the money he got from the river for ransom. He sets up a new Bitcoin account and transfers the $10 million from Nora Civ's account to his. Nora Civ pleads with Matthias that this is a big mistake, but Matthias threatens him to let Amaya and Erica go. Nora Civ then reveals the existence of the group he is in, and that they do not let girls go. They are also monitoring the Bitcoin accounts of their members, which means that what Matthias did was very stupid. And sure enough, the dark web group known as The Circle pulls Matthias into an HD rendering of the river and orders him to confirm his identity. Nora Civ is then forced to reveal his true identity to Matthias, as he is scared that if the Circle knows that he lost the computer, they are going to kill him, Matthias, and anyone else who has seen the river and the videos. After a short argument, he gives the code Abyssus Abyssum Invocat, which roughly translates to the abyss calls out to the abyss. This gets the group off their backs, and the two agree to exchange Amaya for the laptop. Matthias returns to the group chat, and Nari confronts him about their suspicions. They found the articles about Erica and how she is currently missing. An unknown person then enters the group chat, which they first believed to be Amaya. But then several more unknown users appear with their usernames, all named Karen. They posted a link to a YouTube video that shows one of Matthias's friends, Lex, standing on the edge of a roof. A hooded figure then pushes her over the side, causing Lex to fall to her death. Matthias receives a call from Amaya, and he tells her to go to the subway, but stay on call. After the call disconnects on the subway, he then finds the chance to tell his friends that everything they have seen is real. Turns out Matthias waited for Amaya to lose connection in the subway, since it would mean that Nora Civ, who was following her, would also lose connection. He then tells his friends how Nora Civ threatened him and Amaya, and that if any of his friends disconnect, they would be killed too. After the connection returned, the friends pretended to play cards of humanity again, hoping that acting normal wouldn't draw any more suspicion from Karen or the Circle. But the Circle returns to the group chat again, and this time they are targeting AJ. Using video editing from his YouTube channel, the Circle frames AJ for planning to shoot down a mall and calls 911 to his location. Seconds later, the police breach his house and AJ plans to surrender peacefully. But the Circle has one final trick up its sleeve. Using a sound clip of a loading shotgun, they trick the police into thinking that AJ will open fire, and so the police shot AJ dead. With two of their friends dead and no time to grieve, it's clear that the gig is up. Matthias pleads with Nora Civ to let Amaya go, but the man says that she is dead either way, as the Circle now knows that he lost the laptop. Matthias decides to get to Amaya before she gets killed, but Serena reveals to him that Nari is going to the subway to try to get Amaya before the hackers. Their plans are thwarted when the group chat is interrupted yet again, this time showing a video of Serena and Nari planning to tell their friends about getting married, as Serena tells Nari not to have to choose between her and her parents. But it looks like Serena has to choose. Choose between the life of Nari and her ailing mother. Footage of Nari at the subway and her mother in the ICU both play at the same time. A countdown starts as the circle orders Serena to choose who gets to live. And just as Serena told Nari before, she refuses to choose between her and her parent, causing both to die, with her mother's life support machine being disabled and Nari being pushed onto an incoming train by an unknown person. Serena is then killed when an intruder breaks into her home and kills her off-screen. With only the two of them left, Matthias pleads with the circle to no avail. Amaya arrives at the station, and Matthias manages to sign well enough to tell her to go to the place where they first kissed. He leaves Damon alone in the group chat to pick Amaya up. A member from the circle breaks into Matthias's apartment and leaves a body in his closet. They then Photoshop his face onto the face of Nora Civ taken in CCTV footage when Erica Dunn was kidnapped. It was all part of their plan. Nora Civ was in on it, as he intentionally left the laptop for Matthias to steal before. The circle plans to set up Matthias and his friends for the kidnapping of the girls. And everything went according to plan, even the moment when Matthias transferred the money to his account. Amaya then calls Matthias, asking him if she should go inside the building. The hackers texted Amaya a new location after Matthias told her to go to the park where they first kissed. Using the Papaya program made by Matthias earlier, they tell Amaya to go inside the abandoned building, with Matthias screaming helplessly. A video of Damon's room is then shown as a member of the circle hangs him by his neck, and someone else creates a confession letter on his computer. The footage of an abandoned building from one of the videos before then appears, showing Amaya entering the same building and an unknown figure approaching her from behind. The circle then holds a poll to decide if Matthias should live, with a video from his apartment showing on screen. A woman crawls out of his closet and approaches the computer camera. It's Erica Dunn, still alive with a hole through her skull. The poll ends with the majority of the votes deciding to kill Matthias. Footage from CCTV shows Matthias in the middle of the road, suddenly struck by a van. It ends as we see the Karens orchestrating the events and pans outward to show that they've been watching all of it happening on the computer of one of the hackers. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified with more cool recaps. Bye.